Good afternoon, everybody. I'd like to call the meeting to order, please. To begin, I would like to ask Monica for the role of the trustees to confirm a quorum.
Trustees, when I say your name, please say if you are present, and just a friendly reminder to please turn on your microphone as we're talking, as we do have a Zoom participant. So, Chair Chen.
Present.
Vice Chair Price-Jones.
Present.
Trustee Johnson.
Present.
Trustee Mattieo Novak.
Present.
Trustee Moore.
Present.
Trustee Pastrone.
Present.
Trustee Rodriguez.
Present.
Trustee Stanton Buttram.
Present.
Trustee Tuminello.
Present.
And Trustee Uvala.
Present.
Chair Chen, we have a quorum.
Thank you, Monica. Is there a motion to approve the agenda for the meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, Monica, could you please take the vote?
Yes, trustees, when I call your name, please state your vote. Chair Chen.
Approved.
Vice Chair Price-Jones.
Approve.
Trustee Johnson.
Approved.
Trustee Mattieo Novak.
Approve.
Trustee Moore.
Approve.
Trustee Pastrone.
Approve.
Trustee Rodriguez.
Approve.
Trustee Stanton Buttram.
Approve.
Trustee Tuminello.
Approve.
Trustee Uvala.
Approved.
Chair Chen, the motion passes.
Thank you, Monica. Welcome, everybody, to today's meeting. First on tap is a sabbatical report. Dr. Lindsay, would you like to invite Dr. Milner to introduce our faculty presenter?
Yes, I would. Dr. Milner, if you could please come to the podium.
Thank you, Dr. Lindsay, and good evening to the board. Dr. Uzma Qureshi is a tenured full professor in the economics department in the School of Business and Law. Dr. Qureshi has been a faculty member at Anne Arundel Community College for over 14 years. Her sabbatical focuses on suggestions to hopefully form the basis of new conversations on affordable housing and sustainable livelihoods. This work was motivated by experiences and thoughts shared by students during her class discussions. Focusing on the mantra, "It takes a village," a model was developed that involves the community, creation of a governing body, and forming bonds of mutual aid and community interdependence. The purpose of this model is to explore new, innovative ways of engaging communities to address the challenges of modern income insecurity and affordable housing. Dr. Qureshi's model will require initial funding. However, the initial donor investment benefits will be shared with future generations without needing continual inflows of donor funds. On March 2nd, economic students will hold panel discussions as an opening to imagine new, outside-of-the-box solutions to the combined problems of affordable housing and sustainable livelihoods for our students and the larger community served by AACC. I will ask Dr. Qureshi to join me and let you know more details about what she discovered. Yes, right here.
So after that, I don't know what to say because I have 3 minutes and she said everything.
Set you up nicely.
Yes. So the title is there on the screen that I wrote a paper because I wanted to put the ideas in a format that could be readily shared with students and faculty. The primary focus right now is to start a dialogue, not just within economic students, but other departments. We already had a workshop in the School of Business where I am, and we had a lively discussion and lots of ideas came forth. So it's basically there is a suggestion and the idea is to other people to take it up and move it forward. So it's not just affordable housing, it's affordable housing kind of embedded in a network of other support services to create kind of the situation, what we call a village. So Sustainable is a word used here sometimes to people. Sustainable means more in an environmentally friendly sense. That's not what sustainable, although that is, if people want to do that, that's fine too. The model can adapt to that. But sustainable here means that there's an initial donor injection of funds, but eventually the people who are using these services will become financially independent. It's a path to financial. So you don't need continuous injections of new funds. How do I say, move this? Oh, next one. Okay. All right. Okay. So the main motivation behind the study was basically conversations with students. So you have students that you can say, follow your passion, and you find the passion and you follow it, and they follow it with a passion, and you don't have to do much as an instructor. But there are lots that don't know what the passion is, don't know how to get to it. So those are the students that were in my mind and are in my mind as I was thinking of this model, and basically to energize into some vision of the future. Another sort of motivation was the current state of, it's highly polarized, how to provide a social safety net. And there's even rich countries do not have enough money to do all the services that they would wish to do. And not just that, there's an increasing kind of stress on adverse incentives created by the social services, and which kind of saps the political will. So as an economist, you pay special attention to adverse incentives. And so basically, I've pulled together 3 tools that have been used other parts of the world, some more successfully than others. All of them have some presence in the US also, to put them together to create an environment where you allow the individual to grow. So it's self-help, but it's also mutual help. So it's a balance between sort of like the individualism and sort of looking at the wider community and what that needs. So I mean, I don't have time to explain all of these instruments, but 3 different instruments put together, and I think it can work. I've already, like I said, we already had a discussion, a workshop in my school. I already have a student who's really taken with time banking, and he's doing research, wants to publish in the AACC journal. He's already gone to the Sarbanes Center. They're going to help him follow a time bank that we already have a relationship with. So it's not a model that, now is just looking for implementation. It's just, I put together a paper, we're going to have conversations, and things can grow organically. It's kind of a local, community-based kind of a solution to some of the old problems that we face. That's it. Should I ask for questions? Should I depart?
Thank
I
you.
I shall depart.
Thank you. No, don't go. Do not leave.
All right.
Thank you so much for your presentation. Trustees, any comments?
Well, it seems to me that if you're starting the conversation so that students develop the ideas and the plans,
Right.
you're modeling the economic model that you want the villages to
Exactly. And they really respond to it. And that's how they get energized by it, right? You have to have a vision. And for the vision, you don't get too bogged down with the practicality of where the money's coming from. First, you see what you want to do.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Don't go away. Any other?
Sorry?
Great presentation.
Oh, thank you very much.
I have a question, Madam
Yeah.
Chair. Thank you. Your funding, you're saying you need an infusion of funding, and have you identified sources for that? Because I'm very interested in this. I've spent a good part of my career in this field, so have you identified sources
So-
of funding?
I mean, this is all sort of, I was looking at the more theoretical part.
Okay.
But, it depends on where you want to set the community, right? So I am very much into sort of this contractual agreement, which the faculty in the workshop also like, that you say you're going to, these are the values you want to have the community embody, and then you can have the community. The example I had was for young kids and elderly. So if you're putting it in an area where property values are low and, you don't, then there are land banks, right? There would be some public donation of the land has to come from somewhere. Microfinance can be tapped from private sources. But the land is the main part, and time banking is self-sustaining and keeps the purchasing power within the community. So the initial funding is basically the initial land. So, sort of try to address some of the NIMBY opposition, how the, community can work with that and stuff like that. That's about it with implementation.
Okay, thank you, very interesting.
So don't go away. Land use is very near and dear to my heart. I live in the city of Annapolis. So I would like to really understand your definition of affordable housing and time banking. I'm not familiar with the concept of time banking, so if you could explain that, please.
Yeah, so time banking is basically, if I babysit your kids for an hour, and so I can put 1 hour credit in a time bank. And then somebody else needs their kids to be picked up, or an elderly couple wants some grocery shopping done. So the thing with the time banking is that it keeps purchasing power within the community. So that's the economic side of it, but it's not just the economics, it creates bonds, relationships between people. And the way I was tying time banking to microfinance is microfinances, it's usually the private sector. The funds don't come from the public sector. These are private sector funds, and there are lots of microfinance organizations across the world, and they've achieved some financial sustainability because people pay the loans back. The interest rates are high, so we'll have to work through that kind of a thing. But so basically, if you think you have a skill, you can start providing the skill within the community, right? And then you can tie the microfinance could help you set yourself as a small business person that is then not restricted to the community, but the wider community outside it. So, and then you asked about the affordable housing. It's because
What is your definition?
my definition of affordable housing is that, in monetary terms, or in sort of like you want a dollar figure, which I don't have
I
it.
think I want a dollar.
So again, I would have to think from scratch. So microfinance has been used to create affordable housing, and affordable housing in the sense that low-income families can own the roof over their heads. In most low-income countries, what happens is that you don't have all these regulations. So if you have a patch of land, people build a shed, they put a tin roof on it. Then they get some more funds, and even microfinance provides housing finance. So you get a fund to create a little, another enclosure, and then another enclosure. So stepwise, but of course that cannot happen in the US. So microfinance for housing hasn't taken off, but basically you are trying to serve people who are lower than median income, right? So, other than that, I don't know what dollar figure to put on it.
Yeah, no, I understand. Thank you. Thank you very much. Fascinating. All right. Thank you so much. You are welcome to stay, or you can go.
Thank you very
Want
much.
to listen to the rest of the
I have
meeting?
a very close
Thank
to the
you so
exit door.
much. Okay, so next is the consent agenda. Dr. Lindsay, would you like to read the main motion for the board?
The main motion in front of the Board of Trustees is to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? Monica, will you please take the vote?
Yes, trustees, when I call your name, please state your vote. Chair Chen,
Approve.
Vice Chair Price-Jones,
Approve.
Trustee Johnson,
Approved.
Trustee Mattia Novak, Trustee Moore,
Approve?
Trustee Pastrone,
Approve?
Trustee Rodriguez,
Approve?
Trustee Stanton Buttram,
Approve.
Trustee Tumanello. Now approve. Trustee Uvala.
Approve.
Chair Chen, the motion passes.
Thank you, Monica. So now we move on to our board committee reports. We have a board chair report as well as our committee reports. For the board chair report, as you've likely heard, Dr. Lindsay has announced her plan to retire. While there will be many expressions of admiration and gratitude in the coming months, today, on behalf of the Board of Trustees, I want to express our deepest gratitude to you for many years of visionary leadership and service to Anne Arundel Community College. Dr. Lindsay, under your guidance, AACC has achieved nationally acclaimed success. You have built this institution into the college it is today. From opening new buildings, establishing new partnerships, to spearheading two exceptional accreditation visits. Under your leadership, AACC has received recognition through numerous organizations and garnered top national rankings. As we celebrate her legacy, the board is preparing a fair, transparent, and inclusive search for our next president, supported by an external search firm. Much has changed since our last search 13 years ago, and we're committed to doing this thoughtfully and well. To our college community, please know we've got this. The college is strong, our mission is steady, and our future is bright. To Dr. Lindsay, again, I'm gonna start crying. On behalf of the entire Board of Trustees and this community, thank you for more than 13 years of dedicated leadership, for your vision, for the grace and integrity you've brought to every challenge. We wish you every happiness in your well-deserved retirement, and we look forward to celebrating your extraordinary impact in the months ahead. Thank you.
Thank you. So all you have to do is retire.
Sorry, got a little weepy there. Jacina. And now for the Audit and Finance Committee report, Trustee Stanton Buttram, who's with us virtually.
Yes. Thank you, Chair Chen. And to Dr. Lindsay, I just want to thank you for your steadfast leadership and all that you've done for the community college. We sorely will miss you, and we look forward to the next few months that you will be with us. Thank you, and cheers to you.
Thank you.
Right, so I will be reading report for the Audit and Finance Committee. So the committee met on October 15th to discuss the following topics: a presentation from the auditors on the fiscal year 2025 audit, the FY 2026 financial status report, and future meetings. So the primary purpose of the meeting was to discuss the FY 25 audit report that's on tonight's agenda for acceptance. The Board of Trustees has been provided the college's FY25 audited financial statements as prepared by college management and audited by Clifton Larson Allen LLP. The meeting was started with Christina Bowman and Katie Orris from Clifton Larson Allen presenting the results of the FY25 financial statement audit, and the auditors issued an unmodified or clean opinion with no audit adjustments. With respect to the college's financial aid and grants audit, also referred to as a single audit, Ms. Bowman noted that the federal compliance supplement, which prescribes the required testing, has not been finalized, and as a result of the auditors cannot complete the single audit at this time. Ms. Bowman stated that the auditors did not encounter any difficulties in the completion of their work. The requested documentation and reports were available upon request. She complimented the management team on their preparation. During the meeting, the committee was informed of a change in the financial statement reporting of the other post-employment benefit trust, and the trust will no longer be presented in the college's financial statements as it is presented in Anne Arundel County's financial statements. The auditors emphasized that this change does not affect the value of the trust attributable to the college, only the location of its reporting. After the audit presentation, the committee discussed FY26 operating budget status report as of September 30, 2025. Current projections indicate continued growth in enrollment, with tuition and fee revenues expected to exceed the budget by approximately 4%. On the expenditure side, the college continues to operate within its allocated resources and approved budget. However, it's important to note that several functional areas are projected to have limited budgetary flexibility for the remainder of the year. This could create challenges and the need for an appropriation authority transfer from the county if unanticipated costs arise in the final 3 quarters of the fiscal year. Vice President Beardmore noted these are very early projections that will be updated throughout the year, and with the Audit and Finance Committee's work generally completed in the fall, future reports will be provided to the Budget Committee. Finally, the committee discussed future meetings and noted that this is the last scheduled meeting for the Audit and Finance Committee. However, the committee acknowledged that an additional meeting may be necessary later in the year once the auditors have completed the single audit. This concludes my report, and I would be happy to answer any questions before turning it over to Dr. Lindsay.
Do we have any questions? None, so we'll turn it over to you to read the motion.
The main motion is that the Board of Trustees accepts the college's FY 2025 financial statements audited by Clifton Larson Allen LLP based on the recommendations of the Board of Trustees Audit and Finance Committee.
Thank you. Is there a motion to accept the college's FY 2025 financial statements?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, Monica, could you please take the vote?
Yes, trustees, when I call your name, can you please state your vote? Chair Chen?
Approve?
Vice Chair Price-Jones?
Approve.
Trustee Johnson? Approve. Trustee Mattia Novak?
Approve.
Trustee Moore?
Approve.
Trustee Pastrone? Approve. Trustee Rodriguez?
Approve.
Trustee Stanton Buttram?
Approve.
Trustee Tuminello?
Approve.
Trustee Uvala?
Approve.
Chair Chen, the motion passes.
Thank you, Monica. Now we move on. Next is the Board Development Committee report. Trustee Tuminello.
Thank you, Chairman. The committee met on October 29th and was joined by Trustee Moore. For our first meeting, we reviewed the stated purpose of the Board Development Committee. And in preparation, we asked our 2 first-year trustees to complete and reflect upon last year's board self-assessment and apply the results to our bylaws, board protocol, available resources, events, expectations, professional development opportunities, and both internal and external ways the board may develop its trusteeship. Trustee Moore, just returning from the Association of Community College Trustees Leadership Congress, shared terrific ideas from sessions focused on onboarding new trustees and extending knowledge for experienced trustees also. We then invited our new trustees to share their thoughts on what would be most helpful for them in their first years. We brainstormed creative ideas for orientation, for preparation, and outreach. The committee agreed that to support board effectiveness, we also might take on the role of overseeing new trustee training and onboarding activity. And college staff will follow up by researching several of the ideas shared and bring that information back to the committee for further planning. We do plan to meet December 11th to organize a professional development session for the full board following our January 13th meeting. Since that meeting is typically shorter and already on everybody's calendars, the idea is to hold the session right afterwards. So fellow trustees, please keep that time open. We will share more details as plans come together. And that concludes my report.
Thank you very much. Next is the Board Policy Oversight Committee report. Vice Chair Price-Jones.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The non-discrimination policy and the privacy and protection of personally identifiable information policy are being presented to the board for approval. Unless there are any objections, we will consolidate the approval of both policies into one motion. At the September 10th, 2024 Board of Trustees meeting, upon the recommendation of the Board Policy Oversight Committee, the board chair delegated authority to the president to revise the existing equal opportunity and non-discrimination policy and to implement an interim non-discrimination policy. A review of the prior policy identified compliance gaps with applicable laws and an omission that posed an immediate risk to the college. In accordance with policy procedures, interim policies remain in effect for up to 12 months. Therefore, this policy will expire on November 19th, 2025. Revisions for the final policy include refined definitions and incorporate feedback from the college community. At the November 12th, 2024 Board of Trustees meeting, upon the recommendation of the Board of Policy Oversight Committee, the board chair delegated authority to the president to create an interim privacy and protection of personally identifiable information policy. Recent changes to state law requires all public institutions of higher education to adopt a policy establishing an appropriate remedy for individuals whose personally identifiable information is affected by a breach. While the college maintains internal information technology requirements addressing privacy, it did not have a board-approved policy. The interim policy will expire on November 26, 2025. Revisions for the final policy include refined definitions, additional sections, and community feedback. If the Board of Trustees approves both policies, they will become effective on the date they are published on the college's website. At this time, I will ask Dr. Lindsay to present the main motion to the board, as this concludes my report. Thank you.
The main motion in front of the Board of Trustees is to approve the revised non-discrimination and privacy and protection of personally identifiable information policies as presented in Exhibit 1 for each of the action items.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the non-discrimination and privacy and protection of personally identifiable information policies?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, Monica, could you please take the vote?
Trustees, when I call your name, please state your vote. Chair Chen,
Approve?
Vice Chair Price-Jones,
Approve.
Trustee Johnson. Trustee Mattia Novak,
Approve.
Trustee Moore,
Approve.
Trustee Pastrone,
Approve.
Trustee Rodriguez,
Approve.
Trustee Stanton Buttram,
Approve.
Trustee Tuminello,
Approve.
Trustee Uvala.
Approve.
Chair Chen, the motion passes.
Thank you. Next is the Budget Committee report with Trustee Moore.
Thank you. First of all, the Board Budget Committee would like to welcome Anel Tuminello, Trustee Tuminello, to our committee. And I would like to say, having Trustee Pastrone and Trustee Tuminello has provided a great deal of insight on this board because they're asking questions that new members would ask, and having been involved in this for so long, I don't always think of those questions, so I'm grateful to both of them. So the Board Budget Committee met on November 6th and discussed the following topics: fiscal year 2026 Budget Committee meeting, topics and future meetings, fiscal year 2026 update, and the fiscal year 2027 budget preliminary guiding principles and base assumptions. First, the committee discussed the planned fiscal year 2026 budget committee meetings and topics to be reviewed at each meeting. The meetings are aligned to ensure that we have a budget proposal and supporting information for the full board budget, that was hard, workshop scheduled for Thursday, February 19th, 2026 from 8:30 to noon. Please make sure that's on your calendars. Next, the committee reviewed the fiscal year 2026 operating budget projection as of September 30th. As mentioned in the Audit and Finance Committee report, these are very early results, and the projections show a balanced budget with tuition and fee revenue projected above budget due to increased enrollment. The college is currently projecting that all functional expenditure areas will remain within the budgeted amounts. However, the committee discussed at length the limited budgetary flexibility reflected in these projections. And I have to emphasize, this year is stacking up to be one of the most challenging from a resource availability perspective that I have seen in my 10-and-a-half-year tenure on this board. The administration advised the committee on steps underway to ensure a balanced budget for the remainder of the year. This will need to be monitored and may result in the need for an appropriation authority transfer from the county council between functional areas as the year progresses. The committee also discussed the importance of managing the tuition stabilization fund balance, which will be analyzed in more detail in the fiscal year 2027 budget development process. The college will continue to monitor enrollment and expenditures to ensure a balanced budget. Finally, the committee reviewed and provided feedback on the preliminary guiding principles and base assumptions, which will guide the development of the college's fiscal year 2027 budget. The committee discussed the current revenue outlook for fiscal year 2027, noting that the county and state resources are expected to be very limited. This constraint will likely restrict our ability to fund initiatives beyond a modest compensation package, if at all. Given that the fiscal challenges of the current year are anticipated to persist into the fiscal year 2027 budget, the committee emphasized the importance of continuing the critical work initiated under the Administrative Services Review and the Academic Portfolio and Resources Review. To remain fiscally sustainable while serving our community, we must continue to be data-informed in our decision-making and continue our efforts toward greater efficiency and effectiveness. These efforts are essential to being student-centered, achieving our strategic plan goals and objectives, and maintaining our focus on our mission. The committee's next meeting is scheduled for Thursday, December 4th, where we will receive updated projections, review budgetary trends, and discuss the capital budget. This concludes my report. Are there any questions?
Any questions for Trustee Moore? Thank you so much. Okay, moving on. Next is the Facilities Committee report with Trustee Uvala.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The committee met via Zoom on November 4th to discuss the following topics: November procurements, future procurements, the 2026 Facilities Master Plan, and campus projects. The committee also discussed future meetings. First, the committee discussed the two procurements that were on our agenda for tonight. Next, the committee reviewed the list of procurements that will be coming to the board for approval in the future. And I will say that our new threshold of $250,000 for procurements has really lightened the load on what we're reviewing. So that's been a real boon for us. The committee received an update on campus projects, specifically the Florestano and Dragon Building renovation projects are on schedule and within budget. For the Dragon Building renovation, the next guaranteed maximum price contract will come to the board for approval in the January meeting. The committee also discussed the 2026 Facilities Master Plan. As you recall, last month, Vice President Beardmore provided a presentation to orient the board members to the process and highlight the projects in the report. The board has had 1 month to review the document, and thankfully, no questions or comments were submitted. Thank you, colleagues. At this time, I would like to ask Dr. Lindsay to read the main motion as this concludes my report.
The motion in front of the Board of Trustees is to approve the 2026 Facilities Master Plan as shown in Exhibit 1 and authorize its submission to the Maryland Higher Education Commission and other appropriate state agencies.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the 2026 Facilities Master Plan?
With enthusiasm,
With enthusiasm.
I so move.
Yeah.
And I
Second.
enthusiastically second it.
Any discussion? That's great. Hearing none. Monica, could you please take the vote?
I will enthusiastically take the vote. Trustees, when I call your name, please state your vote. Chair Chen?
Approve.
Vice Chair Price Jones?
Approve.
Trustee Johnson?
Approved.
Trustee Mateo Novak?
Approve.
Trustee Moore?
Approve?
Trustee Pastrone?
Approve?
Trustee Rodriguez?
Approve?
Trustee Stanton Buttram?
Approve.
Trustee Tuminello? Approve. Trustee Uvala?
Approve.
Chair Chen, the motion passes.
Congratulations, Trustee Uvala.
It's only been a year's work.
It's only been a year's work. Okay, moving on. Next is the AACC Foundation report. First, we'd like to hear from Trustee Johnson to read a student donor letter.
Okay. Dear donor, I am writing to express my sincere gratitude for selecting me as a recipient of the Palace Foundation's Admiral Mike Mullen Scholarship for National Security. Your generous support has made a significant impact on my educational journey at Anne Arundel Community College. This scholarship not only helps relieve the financial pressures of pursuing my studies, but also motivates me to continue striving toward my academic and professional goals. Attending AACC has been a truly rewarding experience that has helped me grow both academically and personally. Through my studies in Homeland Security and Intelligence Studies, I have gained valuable knowledge and insight into the national security and public service fields. My time at AACC has strengthened my determination to continue my education and ultimately build a meaningful career serving and protecting my community. Balancing school, work, and family responsibilities has come with challenges, but AACC's supportive environment and this scholarship have allowed me to stay focused and succeed. Once again, thank you for your kindness and generosity. Your support inspires me to work harder and to one day give back to students just as you have done for me. I am truly honored and grateful for your contribution to my education and future. Scholarship recipient.
Thank you, Trustee Johnson. Moving on to the foundation report. As of October 31, 2025, the AACC Foundation's fundraising total is approximately $1.4 million in gifts and commitments. The foundation has received several generous gifts to support the Future Nursing Professional Scholarship and the HelpLink Fund for Nursing. Thanks to the generosity of the Deerbrook Fund, the AACC Foundation is pleased to announce a dollar-for-dollar challenge match up to $100,000 to support the Future Nursing Professionals Annual Scholarship. New gifts or gifts of support with an increase of more than 10% will be included, doubling our impact. The AACC Foundation board members look forward to joining members of the College Board of Trustees at the joint board reception on November 19th. This concludes my report. Any questions? Awesome. This year, 3 trustees attended the Association of Community College Trustees Leadership Congress. Vice Chair Price-Jones, and Trustees Moore and Pastroni. Trustee Pastroni will provide a report on behalf of the trustees about the conference, followed by Trustee Moore, who will share an update from the ACCT Impact and Success Committee on which she serves.
Great. First, I would like to say thank you to the college and the board for allowing me this opportunity. It is a great opportunity for trustees to learn a variety of topics and develop themselves to be even better trustees. So we attended a variety of sessions over the course of 3 days, and I'll be summarizing a handful of those. One of the first sessions we went to is building a strong partnership through board assessment and CEO evaluation. This session highlights best practices for strengthening the working relationship between the board and the president through thoughtful evaluation processes. Boards should speak with one collective voice, focus evaluations on goals and outcomes rather than personalities, and ensure clarity around expectations on both sides. Annual board self-assessments were encouraged, just like we do, to reinforce governance alignment, professionalism, and collaboration. Participants also emphasized the importance of formal policies that define the evaluation process and prevent it from being used punitively. Another one was community colleges in an evolving federal landscape, which I'm sure was very boring because there's nothing going on. Presenters reviewed current federal actions affecting community colleges, including budget negotiations, government shutdown implications, and administrative shifts in workforce and education priorities. Discussions centered on the growing emphasis on registered apprenticeships and the need for advocacy to maintain stable funding and alignment between workforce and the education programs. And equally boring was legal issues facing community colleges. I'm joking. These were all great sessions. I'm just being funny. The session examined recent federal guidance and court rulings related to political neutrality, First Amendment protections, and Title IX compliance, all very heavy topics. Attendees learned about balancing free speech with institutional responsibility and the importance of documenting disruptions and ensuring consistent application of policy in a rapidly changing legal environment. So a very important session. Next one was Steady Hands in the Storm, Navigating Crisis Communication Together. So you can see there was a theme this year's gathering. Trustees, presidents, and executive assistants shared strategies for maintaining effective communication during crises. Speakers stressed that clear protocols, trust, and role understanding must be established before a crisis occurs. The executive assistant's role was highlighted as a key communication leader who helps coordinate internal and external messaging, ensuring calm, accuracy, and consistency under pressure, which I'm grateful that at our college we have a very good communication system. And lastly, what is policy governance? This session explored policy governance as a leadership model that focuses the board on outcomes, accountability, and community impact while empowering the president to manage operations. Key principles include defining clear roles, maintaining a forward-looking strategic focus, and using monitoring reports to track progress towards student success and institutional goals, all of which we do. So we're happy to see that that aligns. In summary, the conference reinforced that effective governance depends on a clarity of roles, consistent communication, and alignment between strategic direction and daily operations. These sessions provided valuable insights for enhancing our board's work in partnership with college leadership and ensuring continued focus on student and community success. And I will just add that those sessions, again, I was just kidding, but those sessions really did help inform us of real-time updates in our federal landscape that I think really broadened our view as to what the college faces both on the governing level and operational level. So thank you. This concludes my report.
Thank you, Trustee Pastrana. Any questions, comments? Trustee Moore.
Thank you. My report is going to focus on the meeting that I attended on Tuesday, October 21st, which I got there a day earlier than everyone else. I attended an in-person meeting for the Impact and Success Committee. You may remember that, during the past year, I was selected to be a member of an ad hoc committee which met multiple times over Zoom during the past year. The purpose of these meetings was to finalize the new direction for the Impact and Success Committee now that the name of the committee was changed from the DEI Committee. The members discussed the charge for the committee. The charges for the committee are as follows: supporting the commitment of our members to maintain an educational environment that promotes a successful experience for all students through partnerships and alliances, strong leadership and communication, recommending policies to the ACCT board regarding efforts that increase student success for all students, encouraging and promoting training, engagement, and dialogue on factors that impede or advance student success to create awareness, commitment, and engagement among trustees, highlighting the value of equipping all community college trustees with the knowledge, familiarity, and experiences necessary to succeed in an increasingly competitive world community. Further refinement of these charges are now taking place. I would like to bring to your attention, trustees, at your desk, you will see introducing ACCT Excel. This is a pretty exciting new program being put forward by ACCT. They call it Excel, and it is intended to be a trustee leadership program. The program will be piloted this fall by the Impact and Success Committee members. So I will probably be part of the first round of this. This program will offer badges and certificates on 3 levels. They didn't say if we were going to get a sash, like for badges. No one said that.
And your crown.
And my crown, right. I didn't get that either. So there's a handout here, but what will happen is there's going to be 3 levels of this. The first level, which is what is currently in place and that the Impact and Success Committee members will be piloting. You can see the 5 areas here in the circles, and you have to do certain requirements within areas in order to complete this certificate. So it should be a very interesting process. There is going to be a level 2 and a level 3, and we did brainstorm ideas of what should be included at each level. So it should be a very valuable tool for our trustees. On the opposite, there's another handout, which is the opposite side of the Excel thing, which is identifies the 2026-2028 ACCT strategic priorities. While I will not be reading this to you, and you're all grateful, I hope you will take the time to look them over. They're excellent. So also during my time, at this conference, I attended the regional caucus and the Senate meeting where I voted on a change to the bylaws and for 3 director at-large members. This concludes my report. However, added on to this, you will see my summarization of the sessions that I attended as well. I'm not going to read those to you. They're a little long, and I realize that, I've talked enough. So, but thank you very much for all of this. Any questions about this, or? No? All right.
Well, we certainly very much, for those of us who could not attend the conference, Jen and Sandy, trustees, sorry, thank you so much for your reports. It's really important for us to learn what you learned, so thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, there are no other committee reports for November. Now for the president's report, Dr. Lindsay.
Thank you. I would like to take this opportunity to express my heartfelt gratitude to the board and my colleagues for joining me at the Anne Arundel Chamber of Commerce Business Hall of Fame event on October the 16th. The recognition reflects not only my personal journey, but more importantly, the collective dedication of our college community. I'm deeply grateful to our staff, our faculty, our students, and many other partners whose commitment and collaboration make AACC a vibrant and valued resource in the community. Trustee Moore just spoke about the leadership conference, but I have to tell you, there's nothing better than being at a conference and having your own board members up there proudly talking about our college and really seeing them in a different light. So this side of the room was well received and well attended, and we had presentations, so it's nice to have everybody together. I enjoyed the time. The college was honored to welcome the Maryland Department of Commerce Secretary Harry Coker Jr., Anne Arundel County Delegate, County Council members, and our board members to campus for the ribbon-cutting event on October the 28th. The event celebrated the opening of the new Cyber Range Classroom, making AACC's participation in Maryland's Cyber Workforce Accelerator program. Through our partnership with MAC and the Baltimore Cyber Range, students will gain valuable hands-on experience in cybersecurity, helping to meet the growing demand for skilled cyber professionals in our region. On October the 29th, Valley Melson and I had the opportunity to attend the Community Foundation of Anne Arundel County Celebration of Philanthropy Awards. The foundation collaborated with Luminous Healthcare, and we were part of that, and nominated Dr. Sally Earle for the Philanthropist of the Year, and she was there in person and just really enjoying her time together. This November, or tomorrow, is we're going to be celebrating both Veterans Month and Native American Heritage Month tomorrow at 11 o'clock. The annual Veterans Appreciation Support Ceremony, will be held at the Veterans Memorial Garden, which is right out here, concluding with our cherished tradition of reading the names of faculty, staff, students, and family members who have served or are currently serving in the military. And I will now ask Dr. Felicia Patterson to please come forward for her enrollment update.
Before I begin my enrollment report, can I just note, in case you want to come out tomorrow, we won't actually be in the cold. We decided to move the veteran service inside, so it will be in this room tomorrow.
Thank you.
Last minute change there. Okay, so I will be presenting the fall 2025 credit enrollment report. And it's important to note that the data being reported is as of our official census date, which was September 27th, 2025. So I'm happy to report that we experienced an increase in headcount of 5.5%. That fall headcount of 12,112 students represents an increase of 631 students. In terms of FTE, the fall FTE of 3,184 represents an increase of 218 FTE over fall 2024. That's a 4.6% increase. And looking at our trend of new and returning students, this is each fall term from 2015 to 2025, so over the past 10 years. In 2025, there are 8,852 returning students. So these are students who've attended AACC sometime prior to fall 2025. That's on the blue bar, and that's an increase of 5.9% or 494 students compared to 2024. Represented by the orange section on the graph, we have 3,260 new students at AACC this fall. That increase in new students is 4.4% between fall 24 and fall 25, or 137 students. In looking at our student body by age, if you start at the bottom of the slide, you'll see that under 18 is at 15.3%. I'll show you a little bit more about what that looks like for dual enrollment shortly. The 18 to 19-year-olds are on the gold line at 25.8%. Students 20 to 24 are represented by the red line at 27.2%, and 25 years plus is at 31.7%. You see that on the blue line. If you're looking at our fall credit headcount by full and part-time status, you can see that 74.5% of our students attend part-time, and as indicated on the blue line, 25.5% of our students attended full-time. Our students tend to take about an average of 8 credits, so you can see where the higher part-time numbers come from. If you're looking at the ratio of male to female enrollment, that's been pretty consistent over the years. 37.53% of our students this fall are male, and that's compared to 62.46% as female. And then there's a few that are unreported there. In looking at our fall credit minority students, you see that 51% of our credit students identify as non-white. That's on the orange line. And the blue line shows 5,493 of our students are classified as minority. Again, that's self-reported data. Students who report as Asian, Black, African American, Hispanic, Pacific Islander, Native American, Alaska Native, or other multiracial. And we use the IPEDS definition for this data, so we take out U.S. citizens and those who didn't report a race or ethnicity. I know this is a little busy always, but we keep trying to adjust it so it gets a little easier. So this shows the breakdown of enrollment by credit students by race and ethnicity. If you start at the top, 43.6% on the gold line are white students, 20.4% on the pink are Black African American. Unknown is the purple at 17.5%. Hispanic Latino is 13.9%. That's teal, I guess we'd call that. Asian is 4.7%. That's on the gray line. Here you're just looking at the at least one online, students taking at least one online course in the fall. So the orange line shows 58% of students taking at least one online course, or 7,023 students. And then this next graph shows at least one hybrid course in the fall. So the orange line shows 17.8% of students taking at least one hybrid course, or 2,157 students. In terms of dually enrolled students, 1,770 students are in the Early College Access Program. You see that on the orange bar. That's an increase of 80 students, or 4.7%. And then other dually enrolled students is an increase of 110 students, or 167%. And those other dually enrolled students, remember, those are non-AACPS students. Those are home instruction private schools. And looking at our draw rate, you see our draw rate of 21.6%, similar to what we had last fall. That's a preliminary number, and we will finalize that number when students actually graduate. And again, this is our familiar place of residence map. It helps us get a sense of where students are coming from. So if you look towards the top, if you look north, and I'll go clockwise, the 987, the 692 are Glen Burnie. The 1 is actually Glen Burnie too, but that's not a large number. The 1,319, that's Pasadena. The 521, Severna Park. 534, that's Arnold. 570 is Annapolis. That 365 number you see, that's also Annapolis. 597, if you start going to West County, that's Crofton. 697 is Odenton, and the 650 is Severn. And this last slide shows our retention rate has increased to 63.6%, so we're very, very excited about that. That definition is fall-to-fall persistence of first-time, full-time, or part-time degree or certificate-seeking students. So we're very excited about that number. Thank you, and do you have any questions?
Trustee Pestron?
Thanks. Congratulations on fall to fall. I was curious if there are any reasons you saw or any initiatives that increased that, but that's a big jump. That's a good jump.
Yeah, I think everyone could probably speak to that. We certainly have been, and Tanya would be better served to say this, but I think we've certainly been very intentional about modality. I think that has helped the students, course success in academic area. We have worked in learner support services on, barriers for students. So we have an enrollment experience team that is actually cross-divisional, college-wide, that's looking, regularly at where can we make improvements and eliminate barriers for students. And it really is everyone in this room. It's technology, it's, facilities, it's really, everyone has really made an effort to make improvements to help the experience at AACC.
It's nice when you see all of that working.
For sure.
Right? And then I'm just curious about dual enrollment and its correlation with enrollment post-high school. Do you see any correlation with those that enroll while in high school, then matriculating and coming to AACC?
It's about 43.5%.
Wow, that's great.
I guess it is 43.5%.
I was going to say, I think.
Yeah, about.
Well, thank you for that. Great work.
Thank you. Any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
And Monica Russell, Special Assistant to the President, if you're going to please come up and share the strategic plan.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity to provide an update on AACC Forward 2030, our new strategic plan approved by the board last June and was effective July 1st. This plan charts our path for the next 5 years and reinforces our shared commitment to student success and institutional sustainability. A copy of this beautiful plan, thanks Strategic Communications, was in your board materials and is always found in the Resources Center of Diligence. Next slide. All right. The strategic plan supports the college's vision, mission, and values with equity and student success at its core. Given the evolving landscape in higher education, it is intentionally designed to be fast, fluid, and flexible, allowing us to respond quickly to challenges and opportunities while staying focused on our students and the community. We have adopted the Achieving the Dream Community Vibrancy Framework for our strategic plan. It's a national model for community college sustainability that strengthens relevance, value, and impact. The framework aims to expand access to higher education, reduce student costs, and promote social and economic mobility, helping both learners and communities thrive. Achieving the Dream is a network of more than 300 community colleges dedicated to advancing student success and institutional transformation. Through this partnership, the college benefits from expert coaching, research-based resources, and shared best practices across the network. We are proud that our college has been recognized as a leader college with distinction for our sustained improvements in student outcomes and our commitment to closing opportunity gaps. Our strategic plan is guided by a clear purpose: to move AACC forward as a dynamic, student-centered college that delivers exceptional learning experiences while ensuring long-term institutional sustainability. Grounded in our core values, this plan reinforces our commitment to putting students first in everything that we do. Each value includes one overarching goal, objective, and outcome, emphasizing broad strategies rather than specific actions. This 5-year plan also aligns with our next Middle State Stealth Study. I'm sure you're going to miss that one, Dr. Lindsay, in 2030-31, which will provide valuable assessment insights and feedback to inform the development of our next strategic plan. So I would like to briefly highlight how the college operationalizes the strategic plan and how this connects to the board's work each year. So each June during the president's evaluation, the board sets goal for the president for the upcoming fiscal year. After the board sets the president's goals, they are shared with the vice presidents and senior leadership who align their own goals accordingly. From this process, we develop the PVP, or President Vice President actions. There are 15 PVP actions for this fiscal year. This was also in your packet. And they are all aligned with the board-approved values, goals, and objectives. From these PVP actions, the president and the vice president develop their divisional activities, and that's what we call the college plan. So progress on these activities is reported on twice a year, and to ensure transparency, the college plan is posted on the president's office intranet and displayed in Tableau, which is our data visualization platform managed by the Planning, Research, and Institutional Effectiveness Assessment Office. Each unit also selects one objective to assess annually as part of the assessment cycle. So like academic program reviews, administrative unit assessments focus on quality, efficiency, and continuous improvement. And this process helps us to align resources and inform decisions that advance our mission and meet Middle State's accreditation requirements. So finally, the strategic plan connects directly to the budget process. Each unit's budget request must align with the college's priorities And then once the budget is approved at our wonderful workshop, you learn all about it, then you approve it in February, then the cycle begins again. And so that's how we make sure that every action, assessment, and investment continues to move the college forward strategically and sustainably. So as mentioned earlier, the college tracks progress through both the board level and college level indicators. So we're currently developing those dashboard and establish the benchmarks for these measures. This is why I like presenting after Dr. Patterson's enrollment report, because many of the board indicators are, such as enrollment, headcount, dual enrollment, retention, those are reflected in her presentation. So most board level indicators align with the Maryland Higher Education Commission's Performance Accountability Report. You hear it as PAR, and that's what the board approves each September. For the college level indicators, we work with the Strategic Planning Council and the Institutional Assessment Team, and we're doing that now to finalize what the definitions are and how to track them. So we're really just building the infrastructure this fall since it's a new plan, and by the spring update, we hope to have more indicators to share with you and show how we disaggregate and analyze the data to measure our progress effectively. Any questions?
Any questions? Thank you, Monica.
Thank you.
Shelley DeBlasis, I have no report for academic forum/council. Is anybody speaking for Shelley? No? Okay. Stacy Korbalek, President, no report? Okay. Professional and support staff organization, Caitlin?
I'm here. I have a report, but it's short. Happy November, everybody. PSSO has been extremely busy. On Wednesday, October 22nd, we held our October business meeting, which featured spotlights from Information and Instructional Technology, or IIT, as well as Human Resources, in addition to our standard agenda items. We also hosted Monica Rausa and Kathy Bolton on October 30th for a professional enrichment session centered on the new strategic plan that you just heard about, as well as the college plan. The goal here, as with so many of our spotlights and enrichment sessions, was to educate our folks and demystify what's happening at the college. I am pleased to share with you the schedule for PSSO Professional Development Day, which happened on November 6th, full details of which can be found in my written report. We offered 5 session blocks, each with 3 to 4 options per block for folks to opt into. We were incredibly mindful to offer a mix of in-person, online, and hybrid sessions over the course of the day, starting at 9:15 a.m. through 4:15 p.m., to accommodate the schedules of as many of our constituents as possible. Session topics varied from tech to interpersonal communication to finance to self-defense, with something for everyone. The day would not have been possible without the dedication of our workshop presenters from across the AACC community. Truly a team effort, I would say, this day, and we're really looking forward to doing it all again in April for the spring. Looking ahead to the rest of this semester, we will be hosting our final standard business meeting of the year of 2025 tomorrow. This will feature spotlights about Chrome River from Megan Judy, as well as a spotlight on English language learning and adult education from Noah Northcott Grant. And then we will close out the semester with updates from presidents and vice presidents in place of a standard business meeting on December 2nd and a professional enrichment session with campus counselors on December 10th. I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Any questions? Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Very busy.
Oh, yeah.
And President of the Student Government Association, Chris Chambers.
Hey, everyone. Hello. First of all, I want to say Happy Veterans Day. You know, I got family that's veterans. My mom's a veteran. She's actually here today. She's right there in the back. Oh, I love embarrassing her. All right, so the SGA Executive Board, I want to point out that Frederick Nerick, our Vice President of Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Accessibility, has participated and completed some neurodiversity training, which makes him a neurodiversity advocate. I want to emphasize that he was not asked to do this. I didn't tell him, hey, go do neurodiversity training, anything like that. He did it on his own accord so he could be a better VP of DEIA, and we at the SGA are all very proud of him, so I wanted to acknowledge that. Also, along with the help of Trustee Johnson right here, who recommended that Aziz Isaiah join our executive board, we now have a new vice president of campus activities to fill out the executive board completely. Our Senate elections are completely finished, and we also have all 10 senators, which means that the SGA has a full executive board and a full Senate and is operating at full capacity. Recently, we had a Halloween event on October 30th, which was a lot of fun. It had a scavenger hunt, it had raffle prizes, costume contest, which is going to be held on Instagram. So if you have Instagram, go ahead and check it out and vote for whoever has the best costume. We had a showing of Ghostbusters. We had a gaming truck and a food truck, which was a little iffy if we were gonna make it, but we were able to get it, and everyone had delicious funnel cake on that day. In December, we're planning on having Happy Holidays with SGA on December 2nd from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. That is going to be a whole lot of fun. We're gonna have gingerbread houses, hot chocolate, Christmas lights, decorations. It's just gonna be a really festive event. Addressing student concerns, we're gonna have a town hall on Thursday, November 13th from 1 to 2, featuring the amazing Dr. Milner. Very gracious for her to be there and spend some time with us to answer student questions, concerns. We had an FAQ video, which gives a lot of students basic information about the 15 student minimum, but I feel like this town hall is I don't mind. It's no, it's cool. We're also having 15-minute town hall, which is important to make sure the students feel that they address whatever concerns they have directly. Anything that's extra that wasn't addressed in the FAQ or anything that they thought of, they know that they've been heard 100%. And then that's about it. Congratulations on your retirement, Dr. Donna Lindsay. I've only been here for a few years, but they've been good years because of all the work that you do.
Share with us.
I know you're looking for a new president. I have presidential experience. So. But is there anything? Any questions, comments, concerns?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And then President of the Faculty Organization, Heather Gordon.
I'm always behind Chris every time, y'all. Good evening, everybody. I did want to start with a shout out. I got to go watch the Lady Riverhawks soccer team play Friday, and we didn't pull off the win, but it was just a great experience being there. And it had been a while since I had been on the field itself, you know, like sitting down on the field, and I was reminded how beautiful this campus really is. So, and I know that that's an effort across the entire college. TFO has been really busy since we last met. We actually held 2 meetings, including our TFO convocation, as well as an open forum on civil discourse. So just a few highlights. TFO convocation is where we approve all of our goals for the committee and the officers. And so some highlights that were included at the end of the written report, I put all of the goals, but Professor Drew Snyder broke down the salary table so that the faculty had a better understanding of how their salaries are calculated. And that was based on information provided from Lisa Sanford in HR. And we even talked about what it may look like to aim for equity in salary increases, which would involve kind of pulling some of the lower ranks up higher more rapidly than the ones that are already positioned higher. So just thoughts about what that might look like as we all aim to make sure we have those, as Uzma said, living wages, right? I really love that our faculty mentoring committee has become a full standing committee. They already matched 10 faculty with 10 faculty mentors who are preparing for promotion and working with them, making sure that they were supported through that process. Many of us have done it, and it's no small task, so it's good to have support. And we also formed an ad hoc committee this year on equated credit to look at that process from start to finish to see what faculty might think needs to be changed or kept the same. The open forum on civil discourse was last Tuesday. We held that in person in here, actually. And so a huge thank you to Dr. Zoe Farquhar, Dr. Nicole Williams, and fellow president Caitlin Silver-Negron. They thoughtfully set up and ran this amazing event that was open to everyone. We had faculty, we had staff, we had students, we had administration, and helped us learn how to have conversations around controversial topics. What is civil discourse? And when do you have to walk away? It was really engaging, and it was a wonderful 2 hours spent, and I think it was very well received, so we believe that having future sessions where we focus on specific controversial topics that are facing the community college landscape would be very beneficial. And we believe that it continues to demonstrate AACC's commitment to community and relationship building. And we believe it ties right in. Our most recent meeting of TFO was just a few days ago. And Amber Dawn Cheatham was able to share information about a mini grant program for faculty. So that's a great cross connection between OSE and the faculty to get some money to have some more integrated student learning experiences. So we're really excited to learn about that. She showed us how to apply and everything, and that it's rolling. So if you come up with something, you on the spot can apply for this mini grant. And then Dr. Milner provided a brief report on the class cancellations for fall 2025. I sent that information out to the faculty body at large, asked that they come to the meeting with questions that I would collect as well as send them via email. I'm collecting through next week, and then I will package those questions together and send them to Dr. Milner so we can continue answering the questions that some of the faculty have around the class 15 minimum. In terms of communication, been working with Monica Rausa to do some charter changes that were left over from last year that we weren't aware of, and so we need to finish that process and push, make sure that goes to PVP. We met with Dr. Milner and Academic Forum leadership to discuss new class program development and communication. We met with Dr. Smith and Academic Forum leadership to discuss the curriculum transformation project. We do continue to field concerns about the full-time faculty performance evaluation procedure. That is a mouthful. We're planning to meet with Dr. Smith very soon on this matter. And we had the opportunity to work with Connor Rice. He just got promoted in the athletics department to help student athletes be more successful in communicating with their professors about missing class due to student travel. So just a really great interaction with Connor Rice. And so, as always, TFO will continue to remind administration in particular, there is an open invitation to attend TFO meetings. We love to hear from all of you. And that concludes my report. Are there any questions?
Thank you. Any questions? Thank you very
Thank
much.
you so much.
Thanks, Heather. Moving on to the MAC activities. On October 28th, the MAC Board of Directors approved the MAC legislative initiatives for the 2026 General Assembly. We will prepare talking points for our board members highlighting priority issues as we approach the start of the legislative session. For the trustees, if you could please save the date of Monday, January the 26th, from 3 to 7 will be the MAC Trustee Leadership Conference at the Governor Calvert House in Annapolis. And this is just a reminder to RSVP to Melissa Sumter, who will register you for the event, and we do hope that everybody can make it. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. So under new business, we have a request by Trustee Moore to discuss the food bank.
Hello, everyone. While this is directed to the trustees, I hope all of you take this to heart as well. Every year I do this during the month of Thanksgiving, and this year, and I talk about our food bank here at the college. This year, as we are well aware, the issues, the facts surrounding our country, state, county, and college, the facts surrounding it are that people have lost jobs, federal SNAP benefits, and we need to make sure that we're doing our part to help these people survive. Students can't learn if they're hungry. And this food bank that we have here is not only open to students, it's open to faculty and staff who may be feeling the pain of our current climate. So please take this opportunity during the season of goodwill and to donate to the AACC Food Bank. It's really easy. You can do this if you're an Amazon customer. You don't have to be. But if you're an Amazon customer, you can go into Amazon and direct it. They'll deliver it right here to the college for you. So the food bank is in need of not only food, but also personal hygiene products. And, or we can refer you to how you can drop it off here at the college or make other arrangements for you. So to the trustees, I'm making this ask, open your wallet. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Moore. As a reminder, the next public session board meeting will be Tuesday, December 9th. At this time, is there a motion to close the meeting to discuss a personnel matter, to consider matters that relate to the collective bargaining negotiation, to protect the privacy or reputation of individual concerning a matter not related to public business, and to obtain legal advice pursuant to relevant sections included on the agenda?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second?
Any discussion? Hearing none, Monica, could you please take the vote?
Yes, trustees, when I call your name, please state your vote. Chair Chen.
Approve.
Vice Chair Price Jones.
Approved.
Trustee Johnson.
Approved.
Trustee Mattia Novak.
Approve.
Trustee Moore.
Approve?
Trustee Pastrone.
Approve.
Trustee Rodriguez.
Approve.
Trustee Stanton Buttrome.
Approve.
Trustee Tumanello.
Approve.
And Trustee Uvala.
Approve.
Chair Chen, the motion passes.
Thank you, Monica. This meeting is adjourned.